Hello friends, in my last video we discussed how to insert images in HTML. In this video we will discuss about the float and clear property, how to display images in the center. So let's first discuss the float property. Float is used for positioning and formatting the content involved. So in this case you can see the images at the right, whereas the text is around the left portion. So let me open the HTML document and explain the float property to you. So in this case, I have used internal CSS for my image tag. Hence, I have used it inside the style tag, which is placed inside the head. So that is internal CSS for you, that you place the properties inside the styling tag in the head portion. So coming on to how we apply the float property. First of all, I give the usual image tag along with source where the image is located. ALT stands for alternate text, and styling will give you the height and width. All this we have already discussed in my previous video. Margin dash left is to give some spacing around the left-hand side of my image. So for that, I've used margin dash left. Now coming on to what is actually the floating property doing here. So when I give the value float right, it means that I am floating my image towards the right-hand side of the page. So if I give float right, my image goes towards the right-hand side. Now, if you notice the change here, see, first of all, I have the P tag and I have some text here. So if you see in this, all this text is contained in the P or the paragraph tag and covers the first portion of my web page. Then I have my image tag. After that, again, I have my paragraph tag, which contains the text again. Now, if you notice the change, see, this text covers the complete portion of the page, whereas this text you can find is wrapped around the image portion. So it doesn't cover the entire screen. See, it doesn't cover the area where the image is there. It is just wrapped around the image, which is the left side of the image. So in case of float property, not only the image will be floating towards the right-hand side if I give the value float right, the text will also be wrapped around it, whatever comes and after the float property. So when I give image, see, this float property is already applied to it because I have put the styling in such a way. And after that, I have given the paragraph tag, which contains my text. So whatever text I use after I give the float property, it will be wrapped around the image. So the possible values of float can be left, right, or none. So when I give left, it means the image would come at the left-hand side, right means it comes at the right-hand side, and none means it's a normal one. Wherever it is supposed to be, it will be there. So float is not applied in case of if the value is none. So that is floating property for you. Now let's come on to the clear property. So in the case of clear property, what do? It helps us to remove the effect of the float property. So let me just show the web page to you and then demonstrate it. So if in this case you see, and let me open the web page also for you. So see, first of all, I have applied float left. So if I go back to the web page, I see the images in the left side. Okay, and then I have given clear as left. Now see how these properties affect. So first of all, when I go to the paragraph text and write a particular text, so it shows up in the first line. There is no float, there is no clear here. It's just simple paragraph tag. The text is just inside the paragraph tag. Now after that, I apply the float property in the image tag, and it's the regular one. The source and the styling is the regular stuff. So when I give this along with the float, my image comes at the left-hand side. And after that, if I have my paragraph tag, inside my paragraph tag, if I have some text, this text is again wrapped around this image, but this side, this time it is towards the right hand side. Why right hand side? Because see, my image is in the left hand side. So the text will be wrapped around at the right hand side of this because float is applied. So as soon as float is applied to the image, afterwards, whatever text comes in will be wrapped around it. So suppose I don't want my text to be wrapped around that image. I want it to be in the normal fashion. So for doing so, if this is what I'm talking about, the lower text. So if I want to do that, I need to use the clear property. When I give the clear property, it means it will clear the effects of the float property. So this clear property is used to remove the effect of the float property. And when I give so, you see the text comes at the bottom. It is no more wrapped around this image. So this paragraph tag, the text inside is free from the float effect because I've already applied clear property. And for applying the clear property in this particular example, I have used a class ABC. And as you know, a class always starts with a dot followed by the unique name. So if I use a class to apply this clear property, I can make use of it in the paragraph tag. Wherever I want to remove the effect, I use this and the clear effect will be applied. To understand it better, suppose if I remove this, and show it to you, let me save it. See, when I remove this clear property, all the text is wrapped around the image because the float effect is in both the paragraphs. If I want to put the effect of float again, I need to apply the clear property. And in this case, I'm using the class for it. So now in this case, the effect will be removed. So this was clear property for you. Now, in order to bring the image in the center, not always we want the image to be at the left or right. We sometimes want the image to be in the center, placed in the center. So how do we do so? So for doing so, what you do is, let me open the HTML document for you. The command to do that is you have to give display block and margin dash left auto, margin dash right auto. What it means is the margins will be equally placed in the left and right hand side so that you get the image in the center. And what I've done is in the styling part, I have used the ID. As you know, the ID always starts with a hash followed by unique name. And then you can apply this ID to the image. So when I use see, I have used this horizontal as the ID, and in the image tag, I give the regular stuff of source, alt, and styling, and then I give the ID is equal to horizontal, which means this ID, whatever settings are inside the ID will be applied to the image tag. So once I give that, so the star.jpg file will be placed inside my web page, for which the height and width are 370 pixel each, and the ID is horizontal. You can give some other name also, it's up to you, but the ID name should be unique and it should be preceded by a hash. So this is how you can bring the image in the center. So in this video, we discussed about the float and clear property and how to bring your images in the center. Hope you liked this video. If you like, please like and subscribe, and do ask me your questions in the comment box. Thank you.